Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Yeti. I am David Nuno. The Fan Show guys are here. Sutton Turner, hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Matt Browning, hello.
My man.
What's up, bro? And my friend Royce Hickman visiting the studio today. Hello, sir.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
What was your favorite part of the show today? I know you listened to
I
the
liked
first few hours.
the talking about what's going on in that transfer portal.
Yeah.
The first time I've liked the transfer portal.
There you go.
That's why we're friends, right?
Totally agree with you.
Well, and I also think Georgia was the best team. So
far, I feel like you could do the show for me.
It's absolutely.
well, you know, it's funny that politics get into it.
Yeah.
And people are fighting for their conference instead of fighting for the best teams. And
Yeah?
It's true.
What was your favorite part, Matt?
This right here.
This right here? This
Just
exchange?
us right here.
The fan show.
Sutton?
Absolutely.
The Fan Show.
Time, yeah,
Absolutely.
That show on TexAgs.
And poor Matthew Dawson, who used to be on the Fan Show, is now in our social center, has not spoken in an hour. So, Matthew, what was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show was totally blowing it for my segment that when you cut to me.
See, why
So
do we got to
that's
talk about
awesome.
something negative?
I'm
That
positive.
was my favorite part. You know what? It's a learning experience, and that's what I'm here for. You're here to help.
Okay,
That's what you said.
this is worse than earlier. Okay, on the show we talked about Nick Saban retiring. We talked a lot about that, the ripple effects. Stephen McGee came in here, our QB1. Pete Fiutak, who replaces Nick Saban. We talked about that, and of course these knuckleheads from the Fan Show. That and more. Check out the rewind.
I'm glad he's not going to be coaching at Alabama, because Alabama is still one of the teams you have to beat, and a team you haven't been able to beat very often. And
But it's happening on the year you don't get them.
I don't care. If you want to win the championship, there's a good chance you'd play for a championship against Alabama. I'm just glad that that's just one. excuse me, one more enormous obstacle that A&M will not have to climb over as they try to become a championship caliber team.
Yeah. By the way, I agree with everything you said, but I still want Texas and Oklahoma to have gone through the because regardless, the SEC will never be the same. The GOAT is gone.
Yeah, but it's like it's not like Alabama was terrible before Nick Saban. Now they
had a stretch.
Yeah, they went through a stretch, especially when Mike Shula was the coach. But you know, they won a national championship with Gene Stallings. You know, I mean, they've had, and they're not going to fall off the face of the earth and all of a sudden be Mississippi State. It's not going to happen. So are they going to be as good? Probably not. But to me, that benefits A&M.
Yeah, there's a benefit to A&M, no doubt.
I guess, you know, I've said this before. Texas and Oklahoma, especially, they don't matter to me. I've been trying to fry bigger fish for 12 years, right? A&M had to play LSU and Alabama and Auburn and all those teams for that. That's who mattered. Now that Texas and Oklahoma are coming in, fine, you know. But we've been already trying to climb Everest, and now they just knocked the peak off. So it just becomes a little bit easier for A&M to. Is it easier for Texas and Oklahoma as it would have been? Yeah. But it's also easier for A&M.
So college football changed yesterday quite a bit. Steven, your thoughts on the whole Nick Saban retirement thing?
Oof, the GOAT. I know Aggie fans, I'm sure like we love to hate it, but like I love his presence in college football. I love I don't know, I just for some reason I've always enjoyed following Alabama under Nick Saban. And I get because they're probably a winner and all that stuff, but he's a great football coach. Whether you coach for him and you didn't like him or you didn't, you have to respect him. I think everybody would agree that what he did was remarkable. And this is pure hypothetical, but my belief is that he probably had a couple more years in front of him had the football dynamic as it is today didn't exist. I think that you're going to see a lot of coaches probably move to retirement a little earlier than they otherwise would. It's a lot. I mean, just look at what Mike Elko's having to do. I mean, like, this transfer portal, the haul he's done. It's a full-time job, 365, and I can only imagine it age you and will stress you way more than we could ever imagine.
The weird part is I was surprised that it happened yesterday, but we knew it was coming. It just, I thought after this great year and having his quarterback coming back and an excellent recruiting class, he'd want to go one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some. There were some that theorized that he would coach until he won another national championship. That had he won a national championship in the last couple of years, he might have retired then. I think Feinbaum is one of those guys that's always said that. But look, like I said, we admire the job. Great coach. He was once had a chance years ago when he was at LSU to make me look bad in a press conference, and he didn't because I forgot the name of his quarterback. And he was really cool about it, actually.
It's the first time you've ever forgotten anyone's name in sports.
Well, there were circumstances, but anyway.
Were you high?
No.
Oh, okay. Who ends up at Michigan? Who ends up at Bama? And then what does that open up other places?
Yeah, it's so. Is there a domino effect happening here? And everyone, the thing about it is, once you start getting into the internet rumors, everyone kind of assumes that every fan base assumes they can get anybody they want, and it was always the running gag with Texas. So like, oh, we'll just go get a Harbaugh, any Harbaugh. We'll get Mike Tomlin, because who doesn't want to be at Texas? And then they would get Charlie Strong or someone like that. And it just, but in Alabama, you really can pull out a name. So I do think at the immediate moment, the clubhouse leader is probably Dan Lanning. I mean, he's already talking. It already kind of makes sense. He's got the SEC guy, young guy. You're going to grow into the gig, but he also might be that bridge guy who is the Ron Zook in all this compared to or Bill O'Brien. When then you get the guy, but I still wouldn't be shocked by any big name coming in. If Harbaugh does, the thing about Harbaugh though is, are they going to get hammered? I mean, because if you're saying if he's going to be out for next year, or they're going to suspend him, or the NCAA is going to come up with something, that changes the narrative. But with Harbaugh, he talks. His agent talks. They've always been open about looking around for other gigs. So if it's the Raiders, maybe. If it's the Bears, no, because they just kept Eberflus. So I kind of think he's not the sure thing to leave. He just likes talking to finding out what his options are. But let's say, you said play it out. Yeah, Sharon Moore would probably be the next one up, and just try to keep everything that Harbaugh put in place going. And then if it's Lanning to Alabama, I think if you're these other power programs and it's Dan Lanning going to Alabama, you're like, all right, fine. If they get Dabo, it's like, uh-oh. And if they get Lane Kiffin, it's really uh-oh. So I think there's a certain level there, but you never know until you get a guy into this situation. I was telling my friend the other day, like, I remember, reading the Sports Illustrated article back in the day when Alabama's getting Nick Saban, and they're oh, here it comes. We're gonna have the dynasty now. And yeah, whatever. I mean, they're gonna be fine. I mean, you never quite know until you get the guy in and realize what he can do with something like this.
I mean, it could be somebody we're not even expecting. So hopefully it's Mark Stoops.
That'd be great.
That'd be funny.
But
so
again, in today's college football world, it's not like it was a few years ago where a coaching change happens, you got to stay, right? And then you can show a little momentum. You can show, hey, look what we can do. We won, and then people stay. Now you're like, you know what? I'm out. Yeah. Like, you can leave now.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I thought of when I heard the news yesterday was LT Overton. Mm-hmm. LT Overton leaves A&M, 5-star, one of the most coveted recruits that we got in 22. He goes to play for Saban, and now Saban's gone, so now he's looking around going, okay, I want to. And so I look at us do we want to come back? I mean, so
right.
You start thinking about all of those players that they've assembled there, and now that really all of the portal pretty much is almost done for this cycle. But those guys are going to be able to transfer around.
So they'll have some guys hit the portal too. But then
for sure.
It's also interesting to see that Belichick's probably done.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll is done. So you're talking about three legends, of the elder statesmen, legends of in the football coaching world. I put Pete Carroll as a legend in the coaching world. He has a Super Bowl ring and 2 national championships. Yeah. I mean, Pete Carroll is as good a coach as there is out there. So,
well, and he's also handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch in another Super Bowl.
Yeah, boy, you don't throw that ball there. I mean, hey, Belichick has one less, and Carroll has one more. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about 3, true legends that are an elder statesman who are probably leaving the game. Well, Belichick probably won't leave the game, but I doubt he'll head coach again.
This part's gonna be fun, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Royce, tell the people what to do after they watch this video.
What I do after?
Yeah. What should they do?
What should they do?
Yeah. What do people tell you on YouTube to do? They tell you to like, comment.
No. You got to hit the like button or comment.
That's right.
You got to subscribe.
Comment is good because I always think when you have more comments, the better.
Well, it helps the algorithm.
Oh, I agree. And it encourages other people to look at it because you put something in there that is concrete. It's not just I liked it. It's I liked it because kind of thing.
And I'll respond to you guys. Subscribe, like, share, and tell your friends about it. How about that?
All of it.
All of it. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it, everybody. See you next time.
Take care.